analysis video, and I will be recording another one directly after this one as well. This is my Week 2 matchup for GBC versus not Farmer. It was against Phoenix instead. Very disappointed that I didn't fight Farmer, of course, but we have this game, and I don't quite remember the matchup, and because it was a while ago, and I don't have any image for you, so get up, I don't give a fuck. But we got the team here, I'll go through it, let's start with, Agron, dumb as rocks, for real. Now, I was fighting an Agron this week, and, did I say Agron? I was fighting a Donphan this week. And Agron went crazy in this battle. It would absolutely kill everything. Except for the Donphan. And I was looking at it and I was like, okay, how do I deal with this fucking Donphan? What on earth do I do to deal with this Donphan? And I saw counter with the Sugarberry. And I went, okay, that's good. So lead Agron isn't really an option here. But Agron, at some point in this battle, can come in on, like, Xatu or something, because this thing was made to just, like, fully wall Xatu. Xatu obviously doesn't want to get fucking head smashed in the face. So they'll probably switch into Donphan, right? And then Donphan's gonna think, oh, I'll just click Earthquake on this Agron. And if they do, well, then Donphan's gone as well. Actually, if it's at full, well, if it takes the head smash, and then it will die. But if it doesn't have to take head smash first, unfortunately, it would have sturdy. So that's really Agron's entire point. Come in on Xatu, take the hit or whatever, click head smash. Donphan comes in, probably thinks it can click Earthquake, gets countered into Oblivion, and then from that point forward, Agron kind of just eats. Nothing really takes Agron on effectively. I think Doublade kind of takes hits from it, but outside of that, and Fione should also be faster and kill. I don't remember what 44 base speed was made to outspeed. I think it might have been like no, this week wasn't Chlorid, so that's the week after. Brute Bonnet, I think it was. 44 base speed to outspeed Brute Bonnet from memory. And outside of that, just like, if I get in on that Xatu, something's going down, because nothing really wants to take head smash. And anything that does, I think I was faster than and could click Earthquake on instead. So I was very happy with that Agron set. Now this Whimsicott set came about because I was like, oh, nothing on this team actually wants to take a Leech Seed. Very cool. The only thing I could think in my brain that would want to take a Leech Seed would be Mega Audino. So I was like, okay, I Leech Seed, Mega Audino comes in and probably thinks, oh, I'll click Calm Mind, I'll click Wish, I'll just deal with this Whimsicott easily. And I was just going to taunt it and laugh back at its face. We have a problem here, though. And you'll see it in the battle. In fact, I'll say one of the problems, or one of the main problems, is that Whimsicott is just kind of fucking ass. It just doesn't actually Leech Seed things effectively. I'm like, oh yes, Whimsicott will switch in on this Pokemon and click Leech Seed. And then what actually happens is, oh no, Whimsicott's taken like a bajillion fucking % damage from said move that I was meant to take a hit from. Well, fuck. And then it just doesn't work out. Defog because this team really didn't want to be stealth rocked. I think they also had sticky webs. I think they had stealth rocks and sticky webs, and I was like, I really don't want to deal with that, so I'm just going to run defog. And then Moonblast, because the only thing Giga Drain really would have been for, or like Energy Ball really would have been for, was Fione. And in my brain I was like, yeah, I can outdo Fione with Taunt and Leech Seed. And in the battle you might see that I am incorrect in that estimation. Yachi Berry because Ice Punch from Pawmot, Ice Beam from Fione. I swear there's another Pokemon in there. but I can't think of it right now. Maybe when I open the battle. Then we had Magmortar. Magmortar, I hardly know her. There's a very specific role for it, and that is hit as hard as possible. This thing with overheat specs is killing pretty much everything. There just isn't a switch into Magmortar. The only switch into Magmortar is Mega Audino. Mega Audino switches into anything with a pulse, essentially. In fact, Mega Audino is a massive problem for this entire team that I was thinking about at all times. I almost wanted to run mixed Magmortar with like Poison Jab so that I could deal with the Mega Audino. As it turns out, Mega Audino does not give two fucks. So I said, whatever, specs it is. There isn't really too much to say about running specs. Specs is specs, you get the idea. Then we have the Sharpedo. Wait, they don't love you like I love you, wait. So this thing I was in two minds about. At this point in the battle, I had my Magmortar and I had my Aggron, and they were just hard hitters, right? And I knew I needed a sweeper somewhere. And I wasn't quite sure which Pokemon was going to bring that for me. And I thought about running the Swagger Sharpedo. But at some point I realized, wait a minute, Porma is very likely coming to this battle with a Choice Scarf to outdo Sharpedo. And if that is the case, I need to be able to click Protect, just to make sure, in a lot of scenarios, I can get off that second speed boost, and then I don't get outsped. Granted, I'm not really killing a Porma anyways. I think Flip Turn does like 40% or some shit. But still, we had the close combat for the... What was close combat for? Brain can't think. There was something weak to close combat. It was weak to close combat and Ice Fang, and I was like, which one do I run? Oh no, I had Ice Fang, and then I realized this thing learned close combat, and I was like, oh, well that's far better. I decided against running Liquidation. We only have Flip Turn here. I decided that I was just going to click Crunch most of the time anyways, and there was only like one Pokemon that I'd actually want to click Liquidation against, and that was like the Donphan. So I was like, I can probably get away with running Flip Turn. So that's what I did. Now that I'm here, I don't remember what close combat was for. It was for something. Probably will remember when I open up the battle. Now here we have the Braviary. Since I didn't end up running my Swagger Mirror Herb Sharpedo, I instead had to run my Sweeper on the Braviary. Now, bad thinking from yours truly is I didn't really think about what the fuck I was going to set up on. I was just hoping that it would magically happen. But we're running a Tinted Lens set, mostly because Sheer Force couldn't really break through this team. I need Esperwing to be able to break through, I need Tinted Lens to be able to break through, like, Xatu. If I run Sheer Force, Xatu just doesn't really care about me that much. I mean, I'm clicking Hurricane into Xatu anyways. My brain is, like, not working. Doublade, that was it. I need Doublade. That's what I need to break through with Tinted Lens. Because I could have run Heat Wave instead if I wanted, and I did think about that. But I felt Esperwing was just a more effective sweeping method than clicking Agility. Although maybe that's flawed thinking as well because of, again, that scuffed Pormont. But yeah, that's the set. That's the Sweeper set. Then we have Silly Cock. The reason there's so many O's is because Showdown is a butthole and wouldn't let me name it Silly Cock with one O. And then I changed the O to a 0 and it still didn't work. So Silly Cock. Here we have a weakness policy Sandaconda. This is to be able to deal with a Pawmot Ice Punch 1-on-1. Also should theoretically live a hit from Fione. And it also takes a good hit from Brute Bonnet. And against any of those, theoretically, I should be able to click Scale a Shard. I should 1v1 Scarfed Pawmot after a defense drop as well. Although I might be wrong on that, I don't remember. But the point was, if it was Banded Pawmot, I would outspeed it on the second turn and kill it, and if it was Scarfed Pawmot, I should be able to take 2 hits to be able to Scale Shot twice before KOing. Or just Earthquake, whichever works. But we have the Earthquake and the Rock Slide, which gets through most of the team. I only needed Rock Slide to kill Xatu, I think it was. There might have been something else I needed Rock Slide for. And then Skitter Smack, of course, for the Brute Bonnet. So, pretty simple team analysis. All offensive, plus the bulky-ish aggron for the Xatu, and the pain in the ass Whimsicott. So let's actually go to the battle. Here we are. We're already spectating from my side. Let's mute it. And I'll slow it down. Slow it down just a little bit. Let's see. Now, Whimsicott was my thought process for a lead. And at the very last second, Silly Billy Fishy Wishy decided to lead with the Sharpedo. Terrible idea, because we ended up getting the Fione. What the fuck is wrong with me? I spent so much time thinking, okay, we need a specific lead, and then in this battle I just don't make one. Last second go, Sharpedo's good against most of it, blah, and then that happens. Pawmot is such a good lead for them as well. Why? What is wrong with me? I'm brain dead, bro. Why did I do that? So I just flipped turn. I don't remember what 13% meant. I think it meant it wasn't, like, fully bulky. Anyways, we get scolded. And here we can see that I think, oh yes, I'll just click Leech Seed. I lose my Yachi Berry immediately. Ice Beam's doing like 40% to me, and I'm realizing, oh, this isn't going to work. Time to switch out. They go into Magma. I get the W there. I just click Flip Turn again, I believe, because I don't have Liquidation. That's fine. And I go straight into Aggron, because I'll just one-hit this thing. So they switch out into Doublade. I click the Head Smash. Oh, something I should mention. Donphan isn't here, which I found absurd. Donphan clicking Earthquake was, like, so good against me. Like, I get it. Whimsicott probably 1v1s. Sharpedo probably 1v1s. Braviary's immune to Earthquake. Like, I understand it. But at the same time, I don't. Like, you don't pick a Pokemon that high of points just to not bring it to games, you know? Unless you have, like, 4 Pokemon that high. But GBC has, like, such a tight budget. I saw no Donphan and I went, what the hell? And it makes Aggron kind of worthless. But that's okay. I mean, not worthless, but it makes, like, the shock factor of Aggron kind of, like, mute. Anyways, here I clicked Earthquake. I should have clicked Scale Shot first for the speed. I don't know why I didn't, and I went straight for Earthquake. I think I thought that Fione would have been faster than me, so it would have triggered my weakness policy, then I would have just done 80 straight off the bat. But as you can see, it was at 93 anyways, so that wouldn't have worked. I don't know why I didn't click Scale Shot. Very silly move from yours truly. That's a mistake. But it didn't matter regardless, because I got burnt immediately. Big shame, and my opponent says that would have cooked me, or something along the lines. I would have died. And I was like, that's so sad, I can't believe it burnt me. I'm a dumbass, though. Like, if I had this, because, like, here, I wouldn't have killed with Scale Shot, I don't think. I don't think Scale Shot would have killed from 50%. Maybe it did, and then, in that case, fine, I'm valid for crying. But, like, if it hit 2 times, it wouldn't have killed. There's no way. It probably did like 15% at the most. But yeah, so that sucks. Second earthquake doesn't kill, of course, and we lose Sandaconda very early in the battle. To my own stupidity and also a burn. If the burn didn't happen, I at least would have picked up a kill. But it gives Sharpedo a free kill. Yippee! In comes the Doublade. I know close combat's coming, so I just get the fuck out of there. I go into Magmortar to take the close combat. Ends up being a Sacred Sword. And I just force them out. And I missed my overheat. I think it did like 50% to offensive Magmars. And then I make this switch in, which, again, interesting. But they get the prediction with a Thunder Punch. And then I get the double into the Aggron. And luckily, my Sugarberry actually comes in very strong. And is able to murder the Magmar. Funny how that works. And I think my opponent said I cooked, but that was not even for Magmar. They didn't. They didn't compliment me. So sad. I let Aggron go down, and then we get the turning point of this battle, or at least you might think. So hacks go wrong a second time here for me. Because Sharpedo kills a Doublade, I think it was 75% of the time. 3 out of 4 times. Except this time. And down goes Sharpedo as well to the Doublade. Now I think right here I just immediately was like, GG. No, I'm not a sook. So they had a bit more defense investment than I thought. So the calculator for me said that I always killed. It was still in my favor, but yeah. And at this point I thought it was just GG, because I see a full health, or not full health, but near full health Audino here. And I see my team and I'm like, yeah, I'm not breaking through Wish Protect unless, like, I get the taunt off, but then Xatu happens, and it's just, this game's over, in my opinion, because I see Wish Protect Audino, and I think there's nothing that could possibly go well. Magmortar gets Shadow Sneaked. I Fire Blast. I should have ran Flamethrower. I shouldn't have ran a move that can miss. That's my bad as well in team building, but it is what it is. Audino comes in. I go into the Whimsicott to be able to click that taunt. Now this thing's already clicked Calm Mind once, and I'm like, yeah, this is done. I click taunt, and it Ice Beams me into Oblivion, and I'm like, oh god. I say, yeah, that's GG, because I just know this thing ain't 1v1ing it. This thing ain't doing nothing. The Magmortar ain't doing nothing. It's too low health. It's at +1 Spadef. Fire Blast still does an okay amount. But I get surfed as well, and I'm like, yeah, we're dead. We're dead as fuck. Taunt goes away. So again, I'm still thinking Wish Protect is gonna happen. Like, I do the only thing I can, which is Calm Mind, but I'm like, yeah, this thing's just gonna, like, Wish Protect me out. It's gonna win. But I go for the only thing I think I can go for, which is Calm Mind, to live 1 Ice Beam. And I think I clicked Roost here. I imagine I did. Yep. Now I'm just like, I'm noticing that I'm kind of getting back into the battle. I'm like, wait a minute, do they not have Wish on that thing? So my opponent switches into Portmont. Now, at the time, you can look at that move and think my opponent is a complete Tweedledum dumbass for doing that. I see it. I think I see it, because it is Scarfed Portmont, like I predicted. The thing is, if the Braviary plans to just keep on Calm Minding up against that Audino, then bringing in the Portmont like that is absolutely brilliant, and it gives you the 3-0 win. The problem is, with the move as well, if you fuck that up and I click Esper Wing, you just lose on the spot. because Zatu and Audino no longer can break through the Braviary, and Braviary will get the reverse sweep. And I'm not an idiot! Goodbye, Pawmod, get your stanky ass out of here. And that just flips the game on the head on the spot. Like, I couldn't believe it. And at this point, Braviary is just going to be able to break through. I think Audino barely lives, just to taunt me with that fucking Doublade from earlier. I don't think it made that much of a difference if Sharpedo was alive or not. Like, in hindsight, the Sandaconda burn and the Sharpedo thing doesn't matter so much. In my brain, I like, during a battle when that happens, you think, oh, fuck this game, blah, blah, blah. In hindsight, not that important. But it's great to win your first game, even though this one didn't feel that deserved. I think Audino definitely should have been able to 1v1 me, and depending on its set, it definitely could have. I just got extremely, extremely, extremely lucky. But a win's a win, am I right? Am I right? A win is a win! So we take that, we're 2-0, well, week 1 I didn't play, but I got the forfeit win, so 2-0. And we will see if I can back that up next week. But thank you all for watching. Of course, as always, you are very sexy, very amazing, all of you. And I love you. Bye.